Hi, you guys. It is Thursday, October 22nd, 2015. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Pearl Podcast, episode 70. The one with the sun. I'm going to try to avoid that. I was going to wait a while, and I thought, you know what? I just need to go. And Pete is co-hosting today. We're in the house by ourselves. In social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter. I am Fine Design on Facebook and Etsy. And I am Doris M. Smith, lowercase and all smooshed together on Instagram. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Pearl Podcast group. And there are links in the show notes. We also have birthday shout outs for the Ravelry group, and we have one birthday this week, and that is Laura Hohif, who's Laura, and I hope I said that right, and her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Laura. I hope that you are having a wonderful birthday, that you get to spend time with your friends and family and get good gifts, and if you want cake, I hope you have cake. This podcast is having an October Pink Along, which is a knit along, crochet along, and it is for breast cancer awareness, since October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The rules for this cowl is that you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. It has to have been started on October 1st or after and finished and posted by October 31st. You can have as many entries as projects completed of a yarning related. Finished objects must be pink in nature. Double dipping is welcome. And chatter is also welcome. Encouraged on the thread. The prize is a $6 giftable pattern from Ravelry, which somebody donated. A member of the group. Thank you so much. And let me see. Is there anything else I need to say? I'm going to move the notes over a little bit. There are 4 completed projects so far posted. So get that pink yarn out and make something. This week, story of the week. This week has been same old. No, been working at home and nothing real exciting happening. I haven't had a lot of knitting mojo this week. Wow. I got some stuff done, but it just wasn't happy, joy. Just didn't feel like knitting. So, but I think it's because I have such the projects that I have are becoming a little boring, and they're big projects, most of them. So, it takes a little longer. So anyway, you'll see in my finished objects, I picked up another project and completed it. So you'll see that in the finished objects. I did a little periscope on Saturday night while I was knitting. It was fun. So, be aware, be on the lookout. Maybe I'll do one once a week. Also, I need some input on what would be a good time to do a virtual knit night. That would be so much fun. I would like that, but I don't want to do one, put up a code, and be the only one in the room going do 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 do. Also this week, which was exciting, kind of exciting, which the title of the podcast is I Make Money. I'm making money. So I found out this week that I'm actually making money on YouTube. It's so exciting. Officially. Let's see where I am. Sunday I went on YouTube and was looking at my page, and I went through the analytics, and I saw that I was just looking around, seeing likes, dislikes, shares and comments and views, and I looked down in estimated earnings, there was a penny. So I clicked on all time. I was in the last 28 days. So I clicked on all time earnings, and oh my goodness, I'm so rich. I earned 3 cents. It's like kind of funny, but if you want to support a podcast or video or whatever that you watch on YouTube on a regular, I have a couple families that I watch their vlogs. So the way that you can support a podcast on YouTube or a vlog or whatever that you watch, what you can do is, instead of clicking through the ad, just take a couple minutes, watch the ad, and that's how people get paid on YouTube. Just a little helpful hint. And I thank you for doing that, because I have 3 cents in my bank at YouTube. Anyway, enough with the foolishness. Foes. I have a foe. I remember the pouch that I made for the lady at work. I don't know, a couple months ago. Well, she needed a bigger one, and I told her, oh, I'll just whip that out over the weekend. Well, I forgot until like Saturday afternoon. I'm like, ooh, I better get up some yarn. And I had an idea of what yarn I wanted to use. So I dug around in my stash and found it. It's just a little pouch. Completed. Blocked. I blocked it because the stockinette was rolling a lot. So I think the next time I make one, I'm going to put like garter starting or some ribbing here, just to kind of make it not roll. But anyway, let me tell you about this. This is going to be just, she wears it around her neck, and she can put her valuables in it, her phone and different things that she doesn't want to lose or to leave in her room. And it's around her neck. She said she needs a bigger one because she sleeps in it as well, because you just can't be too careful, you know? So, let me tell you about it. It's just a plain, simple pouch. Just nothing spectacular. It's just a little pouch. The yarn is, let me just tell you, is leftovers I had from Universal Yarns Deluxe Worsted Instant Print. And it's a print, and there's no, well, here's the color numbers. The colors. And I don't know if this yarn is discontinued, or I think you might be able to go on Universal Yarns and get it, but it's awesome. I made an ear flap hat from Pearl Soho, and I had leftovers. This is what I have left now. Just a little tiny ball. So that was the yarn. I used my US 3.25 millimeter Stitch Berries, and I cast on, I figured out, I cast on like 100 to start with, and I was like, oh, that's too big. So then I ended up with 70 stitches, split it, knit in the round, magic loop. Then I did a 3 needle bind off to close it, so I didn't have to seam. I'm not a seamer. And so then, like I said, the top was rolling, so I soaked it and blocked it so that the top wouldn't roll. I added this pretty little button, and I did this I-cord. No, I did not knit it. If I can find this. I was planning on having this out, and I didn't. Well, what did I do with it? Thanks to this little device, I recommend it. It is awesome. I was able to connect the yarn in, do this, and in about 10 minutes or less, I had the cord. This, I recommend it. It's like, I don't know how much I bought it at Joann's, I believe. Let me see. Here's kind of what the packaging looks like. That's what the packaging looks like. So, pretty awesome. So that's how I made my I-cord. It was so much easier than knitting it. So, I started it Saturday, finished all the knitting, including the cord, on Sunday, and then last night I did the extras, put the button on, put the little loop on, and sewed the handle on, and it is ready to go. But I told her she couldn't have it until I had the podcast, so she'll get it tomorrow and be very happy. But I showed her pictures. I'm sorry about the sun. I showed her pictures of it so that she knows and she loves it. So I love the way it knits up. And it's worsted weight yarn. And like I said, I did it on a 3 mil because I wanted, or 3 US 3 because I wanted a dense fabric so stuff wouldn't fall through. There it is. My one and only finished object in a month. Oh, sorry. Let me make sure I turn this stuff off so we don't have distractions. Okay. Moving on to the whips. And I know I said that most of my projects were long-term projects. In my bag I got from Made by Faye last year for her birthday. Very cool. Made by Faye, who has a podcast called Spinning a Yarn Monday. So I said all of my projects were long term, and knitting socks for me is always long term. But I did get some progress this week. Not a whole lot. Like I said, my mojo was down this week. Couple nights, or one night in particular, I was like, I should be knitting, and instead I was playing games. So there's where I was last week, and there's how much I've gotten done. Yeah. This is the Rose City Rollers, I forgot to mention, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Mara Catherine Briner. The yarn is Plymouth Yarn Stiletto. The colorway is a number 802. Stiletto. Plymouth Yarn Stiletto. I'm knitting it on my US 2s, 2.75 double point carbons. The yarn is, 70% superwash merino, 23% nylon, and 7% Larix for the shine, the sparkle. I'm not a very fast sock knitter, especially when there's other projects on and I'm not so interested in them, especially since I don't know if they're going to fit, so And this got very little love in my Joy and Springs Knit Spin Farm bag. Links in the show notes. Also links in the show notes to the podcast group, so it's easy to find. Is my Frisia, which is a paid pattern on Ravelry by Jumper Cables. It's a shawl. A lovely shawl. That I didn't get a lot done. I did a pattern repeat last night just to say there was some progress. The yarn is Barocco Vintage DK, and I think this is a very light DK because it seems like this one is the DK is less thick as my other shawl. Let me tell you about it. The Yarn Broke Advantage DK. The color is 2183. It is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. So I was thinking last night when I was knitting that maybe I would make a pair of socks with the leftovers. We'll see. Maybe I'll make another pouch with zeros. Anyway, my needles are, I told you my knitting mojo is like blah. Sorry. My squares. US 6 4mm squares. 40-inch circular. It's going to be beautiful when it's done. And I don't mind the knitting it. I love just knit. Yarn over, knit. You know, that type of thing. I enjoy it. It's very calming, relaxing. It's just, I haven't felt much like knitting that much this week. But, you know, I wanted to do a podcast, so. Next project is, what did I do with the cup, sorry. Well, I'll just have to tell you the yarn. I can't show you the label because I misplaced it. Might have thrown it away. Is my simple raglan cardi. And last week I had completed the body, and this week I started a sleeve, but again, not a lot of progress. I knit this Monday night while we were watching The Voice. So let me tell you about it. It is a free pattern on Ravelry from Lion Brand Yarn. My yarn I am using is Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly, which is 100% acrylic, and the color is called Doodle Dots. I modified the pattern by going up a needle size. The pattern calls for 6 and 7s, and I'm using 7 and 8s. And if you watched last week, you saw that so far it fits, and I'm very happy. But I want it to be off the needles. Or I want to at least maybe, you know, refresh my knitting a little bit so that I have a little more mojo. Okay, what else? My needles I'm using Addy Turbos 40-inch circulars in the 7 and the 8. So other modifications I added. The pattern does not call for these lovely garter ridges, but I added them to break up the stockinette hell. and then at the end, I just knit until I got to where I wanted, and then I did not change the needle size for the bottom ribbing. I wanted it to be more, you know, loose. I will change it on the arms, and when I do the, so I have to complete the sleeves and then put the front ribbing on both sides, and it'll be done. So that is my simple raglan cardi. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait for it to be done. Next project in my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag, links in the show notes, is my Bactus scarf Shawlette. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, which links to a what do you call it? A Flickr, which has the pattern on it by Strickless. The yarn I am using is Barocco. Red Heart, not Red Heart Super Saver, Red Heart Boutique. Unforgettable. The color is stained glass. And I did make a little progress. Here's where I was last week. Right there. And here's, well, wait a minute. Which way do I go? Well, don't look at the... Okay. There you go. There's the progress. So, a little bit. The rows are starting to get smaller now. And I wanted it to be something that I can throw around my back. It's a little bit bigger than a shawl or a scarf for that purpose for me. I wanted it to be something I can throw around my shoulders. So I do enjoy this pattern. Also, it's all garter all the time, except for the decreases, a little different, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Let me kind of give you an idea. There it is. The Bactus scarf. I am using US 7, my Knitter's Pride Dreams, 40-inch circular. What else? That's it. And my final project is my crochet pattern that I did a little on. And it's still a very much a pattern, is a work in I'm making it up as I go along, I should say. Making up as I go along. That goes in here. Don't want to lose that. I got to the point where I was done with this part and I started I added some extra for the girls. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to be crocheting straight for a while. So it's my crochet tunic pattern. So that's where I am, and I put it on and it fits. But like I said, I'm just making it up as I go along. Some things I did on this one I will change because I'm not liking the way it's turning out, but just keep plugging along. I might even start a smaller one because it'll go faster to get a better idea how I want everything to turn out. Because I don't crochet very fast. I am not you, sissy. I don't crochet a mile a minute. So, although it's so crazy. I started out crocheting, but it's kind of slow for me. And that, my friends, is all my works in progress. And my spinning is the same. I didn't spin this week. If I did, it was like minimal. So that brings us to Pinterest and Stumble. I'm drinking a little Fresca. Pinterest, I found how to crochet an I-cord. Awesome. And it's supposed to go faster than knitting an I-cord. as I'm trying to find Pinterest. Sorry. And it's a tutorial. And it is done. She does a video tutorial. For left and right hand. So I thought that was so cool. See, it's just the same. It looks exactly the same as a knitted I-cord. So there are videos for the right and the left hand. I'm going to try to play a video during a video. Uh-oh.
This is June from Planet June.
Okay, that's not going to work.
Today I'm going to show you how to crochet an I-cord. An I-cord is often used for knitting. To make
Hang on, I have to stop.
If you look
Back. Dog's calm. So, I'm just going to show you, and the links are in the show notes so you can watch the video. It is so simple and revolutionary, I think. Crocheting a I-cord, and it has a left and a right hand. I recommend going and looking at it if you don't want to put out like there's less than $20 for that machine, then and you can crochet. It's a little bit faster. So let's move on to Pinterest. Pinterest is 25 plus of the coolest kitchen gadgets for food lovers. And I was thinking that this would be you might find an awesome gift for someone on your Christmas list, or a funny gag gift. There's some funny, cute products. Here's what it looks like. And the first one is a Nessie soup ladle. It's like a little dinosaur. Or duck, or I don't know, something. The second one is a Mr. Tea infuser for your tea fans. You can see how it works. Funny. A fairy silicone steam lid for your boat lovers. A Spartan knife holder. You see the Spartan holding the sharpener. Custom engraving rolling pins. I think I saw something like this on Facebook the other day, where it makes little designs in your cookies or whatever you're making. A shark tea infuser. Get a better picture you could see. For the red tea you drink. A blood splatter kit. It's kind of spooky looking. This is kind of cool. A quintuple bladed herb scissors. Herb scissors. That's kind of cool. Look at that. Cool Jewels ice cubes. For the person who likes jewels. A magic wand salt and pepper shaker. You can see the salt one down there. This is funny for the people who like to deep sea dive. A deep tea diver infuser. Mitten ice tongs. And you can actually see knit pattern in them. A panda toast stamp. Shows the little panda bear. Cute. A hedgehog cheese grater. Like I said, this is kind of like a site where you can go on, and this one's kind of gross. It's a boogie yolk separator. It's kind of gross. And funny. A skull-shaped boiled egg mold. Pizza scissor. I don't really know how that works, but because how are you going to do the other side? I don't know. But a popcorn maker that looks like a cannon. It's called a hot man trivet. And the Jaws knife sharpener. Here's a manatee tea infuser. And a unicorn sprinkle shaker. A shark sushi plate. A pasta server. We're almost finished. And 25 brain freezer ice cube molds for the brain surgeon in your life. Anyway, I just thought that was fun, and it's something that you can look on and maybe get a crazy gift for somebody for Christmas or whatever. So that is all for today. I hope I wasn't too... I hope it was okay. And I didn't tell you can find the show notes on knitandpearl.net. Darn it. So there it is. I will see you guys next week. Bye.